I am here to say to Baker Mayfield that I am sorry. I am sorry for doubting you. I'm sorry for not believing in you. I'm sorry for not putting my faith in you. Because I genuinely thought that you were going to be the one player on that Buccaneers team that would hold them back. And I was so dead wrong. What's up, Owl Squad? Welcome to another episode of Sunday Thoughts, the series where on every Sunday I give my thoughts on a particular person, place, event, news, and anything else in general. I am your host, Logan Battles, and for this episode, I'm going to be talking about the star quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, my favorite team as you can see right here, Baker Mayfield. And I'm also going to be talking about my apology to Baker Mayfield that I will make very shortly. But I'm going to give in some context real quick for you guys because, you know, context matters, right? Obviously, back in early 2023, Tom Brady announced his retirement from the NFL the second time, and that one being his actual final announcement. And so from then on, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were scrambling to find a new quarterback, whether if it was going to be Kyle Trask as the backup or somebody else that they were going to look for in free agency. And at this point, it was May 5th, 2023, news broke that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were signing quarterback Baker Mayfield. And at the time, Baker Mayfield was a free agent after being let go by the Rams and becoming a free agent following that. And the Buccaneers gave him a 1 year, a $4 million deal to determine whether he is going to be the star quarterback for the Buccaneers from here on out. And the reason why I'm saying that is because at the time when the Bucs announced that they were going to be signing Baker Mayfield, I was not very happy because, and the reason why I was not happy about that is because after Tom Brady announced that he retired from the NFL, I was then, chanting and encouraging the Bucs to name his backup, Kyle Trask, out of Florida, to be the quarterback to follow him in his footsteps, to fill in his shoes, so to speak, and become the new starting quarterback for the Bucs. I was pulling for Kyle Trask to be given that opportunity and that chance to be the quarterback for the Bucs, but that didn't happen. Instead, the Bucs went with Baker Mayfield by signing him from free agency to be their starter for at least the 2023 season. And at that time, I was not too pleased with it. I wanted to see Kyle Trask be given the chance to be the starter over Baker Mayfield. In fact, I even made a video on TikTok about it, showing my reaction to it. Watch. Oh, but it doesn't end there. At some point, a few weeks later, I believe, I happened to stumble upon a video from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Facebook page of some practice that they were doing with Baker Mayfield. And I also happened to make a video about it combined with CapCut to show, what was it, Seth Rollins from WWE? I'll show you this video to show you what I'm talking about. Here it is.
No way! I don't think so, pal. That's not how this works.
Yeah, I saw that video, and that immediately came to my mind when I first saw that video. I was like, there is no way that Baker Mayfield is going to be named as the starter if that's what he's going to play like in the actual game, not just practice, but in the actual NFL game. And so at that point, I was just chanting, Kyle Trask, Kyle Trask, Kyle Trask. You know, that's that backup for Tom Brady. And so it wasn't until the last day of August 2023, August 31st, 2023, the Buccaneers announced that Baker Mayfield is going to be the starting quarterback for the team. And my reaction to that news, I'm just going to show you another TikTok video I made in reaction to that. Here it is.
It's all by your side. You got to do love.
Yep. When I heard the news, that was my reaction. I was pissed. I was absolutely pissed. I could not believe that the Buccaneers have actually picked Baker Mayfield over Kyle Trask. At that time, I was angry. As a Bucs fan, I was not very pleased with what I saw from the news. It was not what I wanted to hear. What I wanted to hear was the Buccaneers signing Kyle Trask to be the starting quarterback over Baker Mayfield. And that didn't happen. They chose to go for the Baker Mayfield route, not the Kyle Trask route, not even giving him a chance to be the starting quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And so because of that, I was very mad. It made me mad almost as much as the Buccaneers made me mad with how poorly they had played in that playoff game against the Cowboys when they lost. Almost as mad as that. Because I can understand the Bucs losing to some other teams, but the Cowboys are the last team that I ever want to watch the Bucs lose to. Well, but that's a different story for another time. Anyway, so from that point on, I was not very optimistic about the Bucs' success with Baker Mayfield as their quarterback, because quite frankly, if you looked at how he looked, how he played in Cleveland and then Carolina and even in Los Angeles, he did not play that great. Far from it, actually. I mean, yeah, there were times where he actually did end up playing well, especially in that one game he played for the Rams, where at the end of the game, I don't know exactly which team they were playing against, but near the end of the fourth quarter, Baker Mayfield had that astonishing game-winning drive. Baker Mayfield, yes, there were times where he played well, but 75% of the time, whether if he was playing for the Cleveland Browns, the Carolina Panthers, or the Los Angeles Rams, he did not play great. In fact, most times he played poorly. And so with that in mind, I held no optimism whatsoever with this team because of Baker Mayfield. And then, as the season went along, there were like a couple games where it went about as I expected to be. I mean, we were losing games more than we were winning games at one point in the 2023 season, early on in that season. But later on, the Bucs actually started winning more games than usual. And it's largely because of Baker Mayfield. And I was like, wait a second, what? What's going on? What, Baker is actually playing good? What? What is happening? And then it got to the point where the Buccaneers won the NFC South Division title and ended up going to the playoffs. And not only did they go to the playoffs, they actually ended up winning a playoff game especially against the Philadelphia Eagles, led by Jalen Hurts. And I was shocked. Baker Mayfield surprised the hell out of me. I did not think that he would play as well as he did in the latter half of the 2023 season, but he did. And so I was shocked. I was like, oh my God, he's actually really good. And so after that playoff win against the Eagles, they ended up losing, not surprisingly, because I didn't think they were going to go any further than, like, say, a wild card round. When the 2024 NFL offseason started, the Buccaneers gave him a huge contract, something like a 3-year, $100 million contract extension, which I will say he does deserve it. And I'm very happy he got it. And so it was around that time that I could have actually made this video. It could have been around that time where I would have actually made this video that I am doing right now. But I didn't, because a part of me was like saying, I don't know, let's wait for one more season to see how Baker Mayfield looks. Because I don't want to have to make a video on Baker Mayfield, waiting to see how well he'll play if he doesn't have one more good season with the Bucs. You know, making sure that he doesn't turn out to be a one-hit wonder for the Bucs. And turns out the 2024 season has proven to not make Baker Mayfield to turn out to be a one-year wonder, because he actually played better in 2024 than he did in 2023. In fact, he had 4,500 passing yards, 40-something passing touchdowns, which puts him in the top 3, along with Joe Burrow and Jared Goff, especially in the passing yards part, among quarterbacks last season. So already he had a stellar season with the Bucs. Yes, he had a lot of interceptions there and there, but they weren't all his fault. And so after that, after the 2024 season was over, even after that playoff loss to the Washington Commanders led by rookie Jaden Daniels, I was still impressed by how well this team has played, and more specifically, Baker Mayfield. I started chanting for Baker Mayfield to succeed. I started believing in him. And felt like I should have apologized to him during that time. But I didn't. A part of me wanted to wait for a full year until I make a final decision on whether I think Baker Mayfield has proved me wrong. And after this past season, he sure as hell did. And that takes us to the present day. And I say all this to make this video in order to make an official apology to Baker Mayfield. Because I felt like after the way that he performed overall, for the most part, last season, I feel like this would be the right time to apologize to Baker Mayfield. So, with everything that I have just said, I am here to say to Baker Mayfield that I am sorry. I am sorry for doubting you. I'm sorry for not believing in you. I'm sorry for not putting my faith in you. I'm sorry for not cheering you initially, that is. I'm sorry for chanting for Kyle Trask to be the starting quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and not you at first. Because I genuinely thought that you were going to be the one player on that Buccaneers team that would hold them back from playoffs, from season success, if not playoff success. I genuinely thought that you were going to be the weakest link of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I genuinely thought that. And I was so dead wrong. And thank God I am not. And thank God I'm wrong. And so thank you, Baker Mayfield, for proving me wrong. Because a part of me does hope that I was wrong in what I said about you. A part of me really hoped that you proved me wrong. And you sure did. You sure did prove me wrong. You made me look like an idiot for not believing in you. And honestly, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at that at all. Because like I said, a part of me is hoping that you'll prove me wrong, based on how well you play. And you sure did. So I just wanted to say I'm sorry, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart. I'm sorry for doubting you. And thank you for making me look like a fool. Because I needed that at some point in my life, and I got it. So thank you for that, Baker. You are the man. You have turned me from a doubter to a believer, and I can't thank you enough for that. And so I will be rooting and chanting and encouraging you to succeed in every way you can to help this team win in the coming season in 2025. I sure hope that you lead this team more and more successful games, if not seasons, in the near future. I sure hope so. Anyway, guys, that is all for this Sunday Thoughts video. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you all in the next video. Have a great week, Battle Squad, and as always, fight the good fight. If you enjoy what you see here, click like on this video, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to turn on that bell icon so that you don't miss my newest videos. I will see you next time.